to the channel. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We got your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. NBA player props, spreads, predictions as always, guys. We got 4 picks today for you on tap. I think are great value bets here for this Wednesday NBA slate. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. On the road to 9,000 subscribers. Appreciate all the support that you guys give, as always. If you're a returning viewer, also make sure you hit that like button as well. Really does help us out, grow the video, and what we're trying to do here at the channel. So, appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys drop your favorite pick down below for today's action. As always, guys, our comment section, like I've talked about in like the last month, has been absolutely insane. Every day I got great callouts in the chat. And I feel like the chat has had like 30 straight winning days. I'm not like 100% sure on that, but the chat's been pretty hot overall. Yesterday we had Mike Crone calling Keon Johnson over 11.5 points. Great call out there from Mike. We had Feld for Life calling Cam Johnson over 3.5 assists. Cash that. And then Eric May calling James Harden over 21.5 points. So great call outs from our comment cappers, guys. You guys have been absolutely killing it. So make sure you guys keep dropping that heat down below. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick so I know you guys want it included in the video. You guys have been amazing, so I appreciate you guys. You guys have been helping hold us up. We've been in a rough couple days here. Obviously, yesterday was not our best. And today we're making some big adjustments, though, and we're locking in for a sweep today. So let's get after it, guys. A couple other quick announcements here at the channel, guys. Make sure you guys check out all of our social media links down below in the pinned comment and in the description. All those links are down below for our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and our community Discord. All free. Check those out. Stay updated at the channel as to what we're doing here around the channel. Check out our Major League Baseball futures video as well. That will be down below. That'll be pinned here at the end of this video. We got 7 picks for the MLB futures season. Super excited about that, guys. Excited to get after, obviously, the future season. It's going to be a great Major League Baseball season. So we have 7 picks in that video. Baseball season starts up on the 27th, so make sure you guys get those bets in if you're interested. And let's have some fun in baseball. We start our betting videos next Thursday, I believe, starting the 27th. So super excited about that. Check out our Straight Fire merchandise as well if you guys are interested in getting any Straight Fire swag. We got shirts, mugs, signs, stuff like that available at our store. That is also posted down below in the pinned comment and in the description. There'll be a link for that, so check that out. And then lastly, check out our Straight Fire MVP program. Really the best value here around the channel. Just $3.99 per month, 13 cents per day. You get access to all of our picks in our place early, a couple hours in advance of the video. You also get access to our SFP MVP exclusive pick of the day, which has been pretty hot of late. Didn't hit yesterday, but up until that point, it had been pretty hot for us. A lot of times it ends up being a plus value play, which is what I try to find for that. But not always, but maybe that was the problem yesterday. Yesterday's wasn't plus value. Maybe that was the issue. But yeah, check that out. You also get shout-outs in our video, custom emojis, and roll call in the Discord. And it's also a great way to support us and what we're doing here at the channel and help support the longevity of the channel. So appreciate you guys. Without further ado, I think it's time to do a recap. Let's do a recap from yesterday, guys. We ended up going 1-3. So obviously negative 2.06 units. Obviously that was not our best day. Got a bit unlucky, at least on the Garland play. So we had Drew Holiday over 16.5 points and assists. He cashes this pretty easy. Felt great about that raid. I believe he finished with 20. So felt pretty good about that. We had Darius Garland over 25.5 points and assists. He finished with 25. 17 points, 8 assists, 6 of 14 from the floor. Had enough opportunity. Really thought he would get there, and unfortunately just didn't. I think he was sitting at 25 for like the last 3-4 minutes of that game. So I thought he was going to get it, and he just didn't. The Cavs ended up fading down the stretch and just couldn't score the ball at the end of the game. It was very bothersome, but it is what it is. Then we had the Bucks minus 2.5 spread. They were actually down by 15 in the third quarter. Made a huge comeback, took a 6-point lead in the third quarter, and then ended up fading down the stretch after that. Steph Curry was out like we talked about, like I thought he would be. It didn't matter. Warriors still ended up covering. So obviously that hurt. That did not feel too good. And then our added play, Norman Powell, over 16.5 points. He finishes with 11. He had 11 at halftime in about 12 minutes. So I figured he'd get about 25 minutes. That's what I thought kind of coming into it. He'd get at least 25, and if he got that, I'd feel pretty good about the bet. Nope, he played one 6-minute stint to start the third quarter. Never came back in after that. That made absolutely no sense to me. So obviously that hurt. He missed. Like I said, we ended up going 1-3, minus 2.06 units. I think I do got to be more careful about taking plays where guys are on a minutes restriction. Even though I did like it, as long as he got to 25 minutes, but he didn't. You know what I mean? I thought he played 23 minutes his first game back in a 35-point blowout. Figured he'd get a few more minutes here today at least, and if he got that, I was going to feel good about it, and he didn't. So, got to be a little bit more careful about that. We made adjustments today, though, guys. We got 3 unders today. We're going to start with an over, but we got 3 unders today. So stay locked in. Let's have a big day in the NBA. So let's get after it here today, guys. Let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we're going Scoot Henderson. Over 4.5 assists here for the Portland Trail Blazers. Minus 105 odds on MGM. So this is our 1 over of the day. And if you guys have been following us around the channel, Scoot Henderson has a matchup with the Grizzlies today. We have taken point guards versus the Grizzlies the last 3 games assist. And we've cashed all 3. Malik Monk, over 5.5 assists, he finished with 7. Tyler Herro, over 6.5 assists, he finished with 7. And Darius Garland, over 7.5 assists, he finished with 9. And just about all those guys except for Monk lost minutes too. So they would have even had more. So obviously we're taking this again. We're going to stick with what's working. We're fading the Grizzlies again here in this point guard matchup. Scoot Henderson, guys, 57% this season, 74% at home to the Slime. Love seeing that. Last 10 games, this guy is averaging 29.2 minutes per game, which you love seeing that. That's up from his season average of 26.9 minutes per game. So obviously we want to know that we're getting him near his minutes high for the year, which is what we're getting here. He's coming off a game versus the Washington Wizards where he had just 3 assists. But he had 13 potential assist opportunities. This is why you look at potential assists, guys. He really should have had 6 to 8 assists. If you told me ahead of time that he was going to get 13 potential assists versus the Wizards, I would have hammered his 4.5 assist line. Now, I would have gone broke last game. But in this spot, that is not typical. That is not something that usually happens. At the minimum, you'd usually get 6 assists out of a 13 potential assist game. And he had just 3. So, I think here, we're going to see a bounce back in that department from Scoot. I think Scoot's going to obviously be able to hit his assists. Already seen him play the Grizzlies this season. He had 8 assists. So, I love seeing that. And I think, once again, this is a great spot for him. Grizzlies, like I said, why we've been fading them, they're allowing the most assists to point guards over the last 15 games. So, we're locked in, guys. We're ready to cash our 4th straight point guard versus the Grizzlies here. Assist line. Obviously, the first guy I started looking at was Anfernee Simons, but Scoot, to me, ended up being the better play as far as potential assist, hit rates, everything else. Home spot. Scoot really stood out as far as his assist line here today. So, love it there for our number 1 pick. We got Scoot Henderson, over 4.5 assists here for the Portland Trail Blazers. Minus 105 odds on BetMGM. Okay, and at number 2, we are going with Zion Williamson, under 24.5 points here for the New Orleans Pelicans. Minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. So, guys, we have Zion under in 7 of 10 games, 7 of his last 10 games overall. 22 points in his only meeting versus the Timberwolves this season. The Wolves here are 9th fewest points allowed to power forwards this year. Under in 4 of 7 games this season without Trent Murphy on the floor, which there won't be any Trent Murphy today. So if you guys are wondering how the Pelicans line up, how he responds without Murphy in the lineup, he's 4-7, like I said, to the under. Could see this game get ugly. Obviously, with the spread set to 13 in favor of the Timberwolves here, I believe it becomes more and more likely as well as the season closes that we see less and less of Zion. Obviously, there's no reason for the Pelicans to overexpose Zion to injury. And they really haven't been for the season. You know, he's averaging just 27.9 minutes per game over his last 10 road games. So I think here we'll see more of the same, possibly less. Obviously, you know, if Randall could put some pressure on Zion and get him into foul trouble, that'd be great. Love to see Zion get in foul trouble. But also with the spread set to 13, this could end up being a blowout. And if that happens, obviously Zion will get pulled. There's no reason for them to risk Zion getting hurt. And That's been one thing that obviously this dude's had injury problems his whole career. So I think here they're not going to overexpose him. Obviously, Zion's a terrific player. He's a high-usage player. So when he's in the game, he's going to shoot, and he's going to score a bit in this game. But he's going to have to do an awful lot in an awful limited minutes time. Typically, like I said, he's going to play about 28 to 30 minutes, which isn't a crazy minute count. And for a line like that, in a matchup like this with the Timberwolves, who are a pretty good defensive team overall, I just don't see him hitting this over here today. So, low there for number 2 pick, we got Zion Williamson, under 24.5 points here for the New Orleans Pelicans, minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. Again, at number 3, we got Jalen Duren, under 12.5 points here for the Detroit Pistons, minus 120 odds on Bet Rivers. So, yes, Jalen Duren under in 55% of his games this season, 62% under on the road this season, under in 3 of 3 games this season versus the Heat with a high of 10 points. So, obviously, we love seeing that. He's gone under versus his team already in 3 of 3 games. Heat allowing the 7th fewest points to centers this season. Last 10 games, we've seen Jalen Duren average just 7.4 field goal attempts per game. So he's a fairly low usage player with not a ton of opportunities per game. So I think here on the road once again in a tough matchup, I think he stays under here on the road. I think we see the Heat go big here. Andrew Wiggins on the injury report. He's listed at power forward. I don't see him starting at power forward today though. I see it more being Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo starting at the 4. We'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, with Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren, the Pistons have some size, so I'd be surprised if the Heat go small here. They definitely shouldn't. If they want to be grabbing some rebounds, they better not do that. So, I think they go with the bigger lineup here, and also Wiggins is hurt, so in that case, obviously we want to see that big lineup today. So, do love it there though, guys. I think Duren stays under on the road. In either case, this dude is pretty low usage, pretty low volume. I think he stays under today. So, love it there for number 3 pick. We got Jalen Duren under 12.5 points here for the Detroit Pistons, minus 120 odds on Bet Rivers. Okay, and finally at number 4, we're going Wendell Carter Jr. under 10.5 points here for the Orlando Magic, minus 115 odds on Fanatics. So, you guys got Wendell Carter Jr. under in 62% of his games, 64% at home to the under. Love seeing that. Rockets allow the 2nd fewest points to centers for the season, the 3rd fewest over the last 7, and the 5th fewest over the last 15 games. Wendell Carter Jr. also under in 3 of 3 games versus the Rockets, including 8 versus them on March 8th. So we've seen him obviously have success to the under in the spot here versus the Rockets. He's under in 62% of his games as well, with Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero in the lineup. So both listed to play today. Averaging just 7.8 field goal attempts per game over the last 10 games, so another low usage player here. And a spot I'd really like to fade him. I think once again he goes under today. So love it there, guys. For number 4 pick, we're going Wendell Carter Jr. under 10.5 points here for the Orlando Magic, minus 115 odds on Fanatics. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. On the road to 9,000 subscribers, like we've been saying. Guys, we're making the adjustments today. We're going heavy with the unders, and obviously if this works out, expect to see more of it. Really want to lock in and make sure that we're moving our accounts this way and not this way. So obviously, the last couple days have not been what we're looking for. Really, since the All-Star break, we have not had the stretches that I like to see. We did have that stretch, last weekend, the previous weekend, where we went 8-0 in 2 videos. Friday and Saturday videos went 8-0. But really, outside of that, it just has not been the results that I want to see. Obviously, I want to be getting us at least 3-1 days at the minimum. And, I know it's tough to win in this industry, but we got to make the adjustments where we got to. And I think here today, I like the adjustments that we made. I like the spots on these guys, and hopefully they deliver for us. I don't know, guys. The NBA has been so weird of late that it's just been frustrating to watch any one game. All these games seem to be, there's so many blowouts. There's so much stuff going on with players where they're not playing the same or playing the same minutes or motivation. I don't know what's going on. But there's a lot of weirdness going on in the NBA right now. Definitely some suspicious looking stuff, I'm not going to lie. When I was looking at Norman Powell, to me, there was a lot of people on his overs yesterday. that I ended up finding out after I put the pick out. I was looking around. There was a lot of people that took Norman Powell. And, just the way that went down. Didn't even shoot the ball, I don't think, in the second half one time. Come on. Like, the fact that one of your better players doesn't find his way back into the game. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but that still doesn't make any sense. He should have played at least 6-7 more minutes to me. And the fact he didn't has me a little salty, I ain't going to lie. Norman Powell is not a scrub. He's an all-star level player this season for the Clippers. Where are you at, bro? Like, come on. That one really bothered me. And then obviously Garland was just unlucky, finishing with 25 on a line of 25.5. I'm not sure. I didn't feel any type of way really particularly about that. I don't know, guys. It's just the way the NBA has been of late. It has not been fun it's not been fun to even watch. It really hasn't. So we're gonna fade the NBA. We're gonna start fading and start taking more and more unders. I think that's really the way to go. And I've kind of always known that, right? You always know that taking unders on a lot of spots is a good thing to do, just because there's so many different ways you could cash an under. You cash an under with injury, foul trouble, lack of motivation, coaches' decisions, technical fouls, getting thrown out of the game. I've cashed unders all these ways. I have. I've cashed with a guy getting thrown out of the game, and I remember that feeling being like, all right, that was pretty cool, because that under wasn't going to hit that day. That was in the third quarter. I took Draymond Green under 14.5 rebounds and assists. He had 13 in the third quarter, so he was going to go over, and he got thrown out of the game on the next play or whatever. You get into some argument, and then you know what Draymond does. That's the advantage of taking a Draymond under, by the way. You have that equity there where you just never know. The dude might get thrown out of the game. Same, actually, this season with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards has been having problems with technical fouls, too. So, might have to look at some of his unders here coming up. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys. I just want to, give you some insight as to the NBA closing out the year, that we're probably going to be looking at some more unders more and more as we go towards the end of the season, at least until we get to the playoffs, because I just can't take the way we've been missing bets lately. It's been very frustrating. So, if I'm going to get beat, I want to get beat. I don't want to get beat because of nonsense. I don't want to get beat because the coach decides not to put his player back in the game, his star player back in the game. I don't want to get beat that way anymore. I've decided that we're not going to let that happen. So, let's cash today. Let's get this sweep. We'll have our added MVP exclusive pick later in the day, so make sure you guys look for that. Outside of that, that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.